Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we have studied about the chromosomal theory of inheritance, where we studied how this theory that was given by Sutton and Boveri, it differed from the theory that was given by Mendel. And then we also studied about the chromosomes in detail. Today, in this lecture, let us discuss about linkage and crossing over. So starting with linkage, linkage was discovered in plants by Bateson and Punnett, and it was discovered in animals by T.H. Morgan. So as the name tells us, it means few things that are linked, and here nothing but the genes are linked. Let us understand this further. Now suppose on a chromosome the genes are located at certain places that we call as loci. We already know what is loci or what is locus. When we have studied the homologous chromosome, we have already discussed it. So loci, it is nothing but a point on the chromosome where the gene is located. So suppose if this gene is located over here, so this point, it becomes the loci or the locus of this particular gene. So say that there is a gene A over here and there is a gene B over here, and they are located on the same chromosome, as you can see. Now the chances of these two genes getting separated are more, because whenever there is a crossing over that takes place, the genes will get separated. So with this we can say that the closer the genes are located, the chances of them getting separated gets less. So as you can see, this is a homologous chromosome, and there are these genes which are located far away from each other. They are located at two different arms or two different chromatids. And now if the crossing over takes place between these two homologous chromosomes, these two genes will get separated and they won't be inherited together. So we can say that the closer the genes are placed or located, the chances of them getting separated gets less. Now let us see the next situation. Now suppose in the next situation, gene A is located here and gene B is located here. So the chances of them getting separate becomes less. They will only be separated if the crossing over will take place between them. So that crossing over, that chance of crossing over is less. So the chances of these genes which are closely placed are getting separated of these genes is less. And if the crossing over, it takes place in the other arm, suppose the crossing over is taking place at this chromatid, then these two genes, that is A and B, they won't be separated. So again we can say, if the genes are closely placed to each other, the chances of them getting separated at the point of crossing over is less. Now let us see the third situation. Here the two genes are very closely located to each other. So gene A is located over here and gene B is located over here just besides gene A. So the chances of them being separated is even less, because they are extremely close to each other, and this extreme close location of these two genes makes the chances of them getting separated zero. So we can say that depending upon the location of the genes, the chances of these genes getting separated can be determined. And so linkage can be defined as the tendency of two or more genes present on the same chromosome that are inherited together is known as linkage. And because as the chromosomes carries the heredity, these genes are very closely placed, have the tendency to be inherited together, and such genes are called as linked genes. So it is very simple. The genes which are located very close to each other and they are inherited together, such genes are called as linked genes. So depending upon this, linkage is divided into two categories. Let us see it further. So linkage is divided into two categories. There are two types of linkage. One is complete linkage and the other one is incomplete linkage. Starting with complete linkage, let us study complete linkage first. Complete linkage, it means the separation of the two linked genes is just not possible. So it says that the linked genes which are closely located on a chromosome and do not separate, that is, no crossing over takes place between them, and inherit together, they are called as completely linked or strongly linked genes, and the phenomena of their inheritance is called complete linkage. Now this is very simple. Complete linkage, it says that if the genes are located, if the linked genes are located very close to each other and there is no crossing over that is taking place in between them, so these two genes, the linked genes, will be inherited together, and the phenomena of them getting inherited together is called as complete linkage. Now this complete linkage, it was reported by Morgan in Drosophila melanogaster, that is the fruit fly. So in Drosophila, body color and the wing shape are linked genes. So if there is gray body and normal wings, this is one linked gene, and black body and vestigial wings are again the second linked gene or second linked character. So we will be studying about the experiment that was done by Morgan in Drosophila melanogaster later in this chapter. Now next, let us study about incomplete linkage. Incomplete linkage, it means the separation of the two linked genes is possible, and it says that the linked genes which are distantly located on the same chromosome and have chances of getting separated during a crossing over are known as incompletely linked or weakly linked genes, and the phenomena of the inheritance is called incomplete linkage. Now even this is very simple. What they are saying is, if the two linked genes are placed on a distance in a particular chromosome, and if there is a crossing over that takes place between them, of course these two genes which were linked together, they will be separated in such condition, and the phenomena of their inheritance, it is called incomplete linkage. As you can see over here, there is a crossing over between them, and because there is a crossing over between them, the two linked genes are separated. So this is incomplete linkage. The example for it is in Zea mays. So Zea mays color and the shape of the grain shows incomplete dominance. Incomplete linkage. There is a typing mistake over here. It has to be incomplete linkage. So these were the two types of linkages that we studied. Now let us understand what do we mean by linkage group. So linkage group means all kind of linked genes in a particular chromosome, they constitute a linkage group. Now let us take an example of human beings over here. So the number of linked or linkage group of a particular species, it corresponds to its haploid number of chromosome. And the number of chromosome in one set, it is represented by n. So humans, they have diploid cells, that is 2n, that is 2 sets of chromosomes. So one set, it represents 23 chromosomes. So the linkage group is also becomes 23, as it is said that the number of linked or the linkage groups of a particular species, it corresponds to the haploid number of chromosomes. The next example is in Drosophila melanogaster. So in Drosophila or the fruit fly, there are 4 pairs of chromosomes. So the linkage groups, it becomes 4. And the third example, that is in Pisum sativum or the garden pea plant, there are 7 pairs of chromosomes and the linkage group is again 7. So that is how we can say that the linkage group of a particular species, It corresponds to the haploid number of chromosomes present in each cell of that species or that organism. So next, after this, the next term that we are going to discuss is of sex linkage. Sex linkage, it is related to sex chromosomes, or we can also say allosomes. So in our body, that is in human body, there are two types of sex chromosomes that are present. It is X and Y chromosome. And the transmission or inheritance of the sex linked characters or the sex linked genes or the Y linked genes from the parents to the offspring is called sex linked inheritance. So it is very simple. What is sex linked inheritance? It is the transmission or the inheritance of the sex linked genes, or you can say the Y linked genes, from the parents to the offsprings. So over here, just let us understand this in a very short form. I mean, we are going to study this topic further in this chapter in a very detailed manner. So over here, we will just study it in a very short. So just let us understand the basics of it. So the sex-linked inheritance is of three types. So there can be sex-linked inheritance in three ways. It can be either X-linked inheritance, or it can be Y-linked inheritance, or it can be both XY linked inheritance. And the sex linkage is of two types. It is either complete sex linkage or it is either incomplete sex linkage. Let us understand what is complete and incomplete sex linkage individually. So first, we will see what is complete sex linkage. Complete sex linkage, it is exhibited by genes located on the non-homologous region of X and Y chromosome. So we know that the sex chromosome, that is the X and the Y chromosome, it has two regions. One region, it is called the non-homologous region, and the other region is called the homologous region. The non-homologous region shows dissimilar genes because, of course, the non-homologous name is given because it has dissimilar genes, and the homologous region, they show similar genes. Now, what is complete sex linkage? It is exhibited by genes located on the non-homologous region of X and Y chromosome. So we are talking about the genes that are located on this region. So they inherit together because crossing over does not occur in this region. In the non-homologous region of X and Y chromosome, there is no crossing over. And because there is no crossing over, all the genes that are present on these two regions, they are inherited together. Now there are some examples of complete sex linkage. First we will see the examples of X-linked traits. So what are the X-linked traits? The first one is hemophilia. Hemophilia, this is a disorder where the blood does not clot normally. So when there is no blood clotting, excessive bleeding takes place. Now this excessive bleeding, it can take place internally or externally. That means inside the body as well as outside the body. And this bleeding can happen even in a very small injury or a small damage to the body. And if there is a small injury or small damage to the body, the blood flow doesn't stop. So the bleeding doesn't stop, and such condition is called as hemophilia. This is X-linked trait or X-linked character. The second one is red-green color blindness. That is, red and green color is not seen. The third condition is myopia. Myopia, it is a condition in which the close objects are very clearly visualized and it is clearly seen, but the far ones are not seen. And it is a condition that runs in family. So in myopia, close objects are seen, but the far objects, the far away objects are not seen. Then after the X-linked traits in complete sex linkage, let us study about Y-linked traits. Y-linked traits, the first disorder is hypertrichosis. Hypertrichosis, it is a condition of excessive hair growth on any part of the body, and it can happen in both in men's as well as in women's. The second disorder is ichthyosis. Ichthyosis, it is a condition or it is a skin disorder that is characterized by dry and scaly skin, and even the skin gets thickened at particular regions. So these are the two disorders in Y-linked traits of complete sex linkage, and complete sex linkage, it takes place in the non-homologous region. The second one, after the complete sex linkage, let us see the second sex linkage, that is the incomplete sex linkage. Now, incomplete sex linkage, it inhibits by genes located in the homologous region of X and Y chromosome. So whatever genes are located in this region, that is the homologous region, is exhibited by the incomplete sex linkage. And in this region, the crossing over takes place. So as they do not inherit together, because crossing over occurs in this region. So the genes, the linked genes in this region, they do not inherit together because there is a crossing over that takes place in this region. So the example for incomplete sex linkage is total color blindness. So if there is crossing over that takes place between the homologous region, there are certain disorders that are seen or are observed. The first disorder is total color blindness. The second one is nephritis. Nephritis, it is the condition where the nephrons, that is, what are nephrons? Nephrons are the functional unit of kidney. So the nephrons become inflamed, and as they become inflamed, they adversely affect the kidney functioning. The next disorder is retinitis pigmentosa. Retinitis pigmentosa, it causes loss of cell of the retina of the eye. And because the loss of cell takes place, it causes severe vision impairment, and in certain cases there is loss of vision, that is complete loss of vision. So this was all about linkage and sex linkage. The next topic that we are going to discuss is crossing over. So crossing over, the term was coined by Morgan. He was a scientist. His name was T.H. Morgan. He termed this coin crossing over. So what is crossing over? Crossing over, it is interchanging or exchanging of corresponding segments between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome. So it is a process of producing recombination of genes by interchanging or exchanging the corresponding segments between the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome. We will study this in detail. Now this crossing over, it has a complete mechanism. It has sequential steps. We will not go in much detail, but let us just study what do you mean by crossing over. So the process of crossing over, it produces new recombinations of gene, and it occurs in Pachytene stage of prophase 1 in the process of meiosis. So it takes place, it occurs in meiosis of prophase 1 of meiosis in the Pachytene stage. So in this stage, what happens? In this stage, a bivalent chromosome, it becomes tetrad. So the bivalent chromosome, they become tetrad, that is with 4 chromatids. As you can see, 4 chromatids. And the adjacent non-sister chromatids. Now these are the adjacent non-sister chromatids. These non-sister chromatids, they join together at certain point called chiasmata. Now this point where they are joined, this point is called chiasmata. So crossing over takes place between the non-sister chromosomes in the region of chiasmata. So at the chiasma, the non-sister chromatids, they breed, exchange their segments and rejoin, resulting in a crossing over. So as you can see, they breed and they exchange their segments. So that is what crossing over says. It is the process of producing recombination of genes by interchanging and exchanging the corresponding segments between the non-sister chromatids. So these were the two non-sister chromatids that have exchanged or interchanged their segments, resulting into crossing over. And hence, out of the 4 chromatids, now there were 4 chromatids, the 2 adjacent chromatids are recombinant. So these are the 2 recombinant chromatids, and the other 2 chromatids are the original, or you can say the non-recombinant chromatids. Now thus, as there is 2 of recombinant chromatids and 2 of non-recombinant chromatids, there are 4 types of gametes that are obtained. Now let us see the significance of this crossing over. The first significance is it leads to the production of new combination. So crossing over, it leads to the production of new combination of genes, and it provides the basis of obtaining new varieties in plants and animals. The second significance is that it plays a vital role, or it plays an important role in the process of evolution. So it plays a very important role in the process of evolution, as there are new combination that takes place. The next significance is the crossing over frequency helps in the construction of genetic maps of the chromosomes. And the last significance is it also helps in giving us the sequence of linearly connected linked genes on a chromosome. So we can get a sequence of all the linearly connected linked genes in a chromosome. So these are the 4 significance of crossing over. So students, this was all about linkage and crossing over. In the next part, we will study about the Morgan's experiment showing linkage and crossing over, followed by the autosomal inheritance.